Get ready to see some really weird stuff, guys. The algorithm has gone completely nuts with this deck. Think what you will about the algorithm. I'm now being pit against Nicol Bolas, Dragon God, and this is a Halq commander. And I'm using a mono green deck. So, wow, I just don't know what to think here. I've probably lost this game already. Absolutely crazy. Okay. Search for a Scanter. We can actually kill that. We get a land. I think we actually do this here. We can play an additional land. Okay. So we're not dead just yet, but maybe if we can slow them down a little bit. The issue is that the advantage that Bolas gets is so much, right? It's crazy. Let's try and cultivate here. They're legit just going to spell pierce that, okay? Guess we'll go for Hex. You going to counter this as well? No? Maybe they have a kill spell for it though. Fatal Push. No? Okay. Looking at it with a lot of confusion, just like we were. The abilities on this are so weird. Divest. So they're going to get rid of an artifact or a creature card. Okay, damn, they're just ripping our hand to shreds. I mean, we're facing Nicol Bolas, guys. What the hell? Is it just going to be counters and removal? I mean, that's what Halq is, right? They're looking at it rather confusingly again. Just kill it, man. For God's sake. Why are you taking so long? Yes, we want to move it to command zone. Freaking hell. And I am salty because this is ridiculous. In exile as an adventure. In exile. Exile type of place graveyard. Nothing we have is in exile though. What do we even want to do? I guess we'll go for Sentinel of Lost Lore. Yeah, this is definitely a non-game, and it makes me question whether we're actually going to be able to get any good games with this commander. If the algorithm thinks this is deserved of Halq. Counter activated build. What the hell? Why did they want the graveyard? That is very strange, isn't it? Okay, so we'll get rid of the Gilded Goose. Why did they save their graveyard? That's so weird, right? Maybe it will become apparent. Okay. Can we kill the Bolas here? Well, the interesting part is they've had to use the Dark Ritual, which means we won't be seeing Bolas again for a while. But they could just play another Planeswalker. Right, we want to kill the Black Market Connection, so we're going to get the Broken Bond. Okay, let's see if this can resolve here. So, Pact of Negation means they're going to tap out in their turn. But they're going to get the Black Market Connections benefit. Yeah, we will actually sacrifice this to kill the Black Market Connections. I think we've... No way are we going to get back with this. Surely not. So they get another land next turn. They can just replay the Bolas. Oh, this is great. We're going to draw 3 cards from the Sentinel. That is pretty good. And we have a Questing Beast, Blossoming Defense. We can get rid of all the things in their hand. Agent of Rafine. Okay, so they've just got an Agent of Rafine. I'm really not bothered about that. Let's go for the Toski. Swinging with a 3-4. So we draw a card. And we get an Emerald Dragon. Counter activated or triggered ability from a non-creature source. So if they do go for the bolus or use this, we can literally counter it with the Emerald Dragon, which is kind of crazy. We might have a chance here. As crazy as that sounds. So if we go for Questing Beast, we still have the Emerald Dragon up and the Blossoming Defense. I don't understand how we've actually gone this far, to be honest. This is crazy. River's Rebuke would be bad. Copy. Conjure a duplicate of the top card. Okay. I could give it +2/+2 here, but I'd rather save it. Activated or triggered ability from a non-creature source. Okay, so they're going to get top card into their hand. Well, if we do draw a card, we are going to see what it is. So because of Toski's ability, we should be drawing with the Sentinel here. What do they draw exactly? Cyclonic Rift? No. No way. Interesting, they rather would have done it there than wait for the 7 mana. Wow. Bushwhack and a sword. Yep, we're going to leave up the Emerald Dragon, and we're pretty much going to screw up their turn if they do go for the bolus for any reason. Blizzard Brawl. Wow, okay, using our own fight spell against our own dog. Well, that's sad. If they win with this Agent of Rafine, I'll be very upset. Oh my goodness. Screw you, algorithm. You know, that really did tick me off. I mean, I know I won, but what kind of matchup pits me against Hellq? This is not Hellq. This is not Hellq. I can't tell if this hand is good or not. It's got a fight spell, but we don't have the toughness to deal with Legolas. I guess this one is slightly better. Yeah, so Legolas has 4 toughness here. It's going to make it really tough to get rid of. Yeah, we'll go for Hex anyway, deal that 1 damage. Yeah, the issue that you'll find in the deck tech at the end of the video is that whenever you try and make Hex fight with, let's say, an adventure spell or something, it will exile Hex, and you can't stop it from doing that. So any fight spells which are adventures just don't work with Hex. Neither does, like, this monster roll that you'd make. So, yeah, there's that. So if I gave him +2/+2, for instance, he would just exile, which is just terrible. Monster roll. Yeah. Cast Adventure. If it's on the battlefield or exiled, permanently it's +1/+1. Then if it's on the battlefield, exile it with a fresh counter. And if you target someone with an adventure spell, and if the spell fizzles, the spell will just go to the graveyard rather than the exile zone, which is where Hex needs the spells to be. This is a terrible card, because so many adventures involve targeting creatures, aka your own creatures. +1/+1, okay. And they fight each other. So I can deal 2 damage to something, so that the dog could maybe kill the Delighted Halfling. I mean, they might choose to fight. Okay. I guess we will... So this is a good time to do it, because we're going to basically fizzle their fight spell. Now, remember, do not put to the command zone. Decline the command zone. Although, that means we lose the Garenbrig Carver. God damn it. We just did the thing we weren't meant to do. This is why it's so confusing. Yeah, the Garenbrig Carver then goes to the bin. So actually, we should have given their creature +2/+2. That was stupid of me. That was very stupid of me. Right, we're just going to play this. And we've just lost the dog. Damn it. We've lost the dog, and we've lost the Garenbrig Carver. You can see how crazily easy it is to make mistakes with this deck, even after describing the thing you're about to do. Okay, so they have a fight spell here. He also fights, basically, when you target. So whenever you cast a spell that targets Legolas, put a counter on it. And then when you have a cast spell that targets a creature you don't control, he deals damage equals power to up to one target creature. So, yeah, it's a bit weird. So we want to... Yeah, we want to do Favoured Enemy. So we'll have Ferocious Werefox try and fight the Legolas here. Okay. If we still win through all this, I'll be very, very confused. Seeing as we just lost 2 cards until we play another adventure, which is 1 turn away with this, technically. Okay. Let's see if we can recover. Let's recover. God damn it. Should have targeted their creature. It's so counterintuitive, isn't it? And there he is waiting. I mean, he's getting bigger each time, but... So if they do play the Legolas again, we can kill it. Again. There's really that... not much pressure at all, is there? To be honest. Until they start playing stuff like Questing Beasts and all sorts. Traxxas Fall is going to destroy the favoured enemy. I mean, fine. I'm not bothered about that at all, to be honest. Gosh. See, here's the other crux. It only comes back if you cast a spell from exile, but if you don't cast the adventure part, then you don't get to cast a spell from exile. Oh, it's so terrible. Such a terrible card. I really don't think they looked at this design. Cast an adventure spell, he goes away. Cast an adventure spell from exile, he comes back. Good luck getting him back. Good luck. Okay, so here comes Legolas again. So we've got Snakeskin Veil and a Tail Swipe that we probably want to do in our turn, but we'll see. So we want to respond to both of these triggers. So we'll make him fight here. This should actually work perfectly fine. But this is on top of all their triggers, so they don't get the counter and they don't get to deal the damage. Because Legolas doesn't exist. And yeah, we win despite the mistakes, but just... my goodness, I hope the rest of these games I don't make the same mistake as that. So I honestly think the algorithm is bugged, because I'm facing Nicol Godfarer, which is freaking tier 1, I think. We're going to mulligan this, so I think... yeah, this is just not happening. And this hand is okay. I mean, last time I moaned that we're facing Velas and we beat them, but... okay, we'll see. It's just a bit weird, you know? It's just so strange. It's just a 1-1, guys. Compare this, right? 1-1 with haste. 7 mana, 7 loyalty. Mega powerful. So... add 1 mana of any colour. Suppose we can do that. Just to get the Hex off the battlefield. They're gonna attack with a Horde Robber though, and they're gonna get move your commander to the command zone, decline. So actually, if we play this now, we get the Hex back. Okay. So that's basically like pay green, do nothing, right? See what they do. They have a kill spell. The Dreadlinen can put 2 counters on something else, give it a Hexproof. Robber the Rich. And Agent of Rafine. Okay. I don't like the Agent of Rafine. That is annoying. So let's make the Rose Thorn fight the Agent there. Okay. And then it taps for mana. So we'll leave up the Dreadlinen here to protect one of our guys. See what they do. I'm always worried because if they resolve this, it's going to be game over. And they've got 4 mana plus potentially an extra mana if they've managed to swing with a Horde Robber, but we'll see what they do. Is this deck really this strong? I don't think so. No attacks. So they're going to have some mana open, I guess. Do we just pass? Guess so. Tail swipe. That's an instant as well. And then we can use this if we want to. Make it 6-7. Yeah, I think we're just going to pass. Who would have thought that they would have had 2 creature blockers, eh? And a Planeswalker Shell. Shadow Prophecy, basically draw 2. Look at the top X, X the number of lands, put 2 of them in your hand. Lose 2. So 3 mana, instant, draw 2 cards, lose 2. It's not too bad. Look at. So the only downside is if you only have mono black out, you need to look at the top 1. Oh dear. Dear, that's going to be bad. So we probably want to kill... let me just see. Let's put 2 counters on here first. So the Hex will go away. Move it to the command zone. Decline. And then we'll have that fight the Horde Robber. So they don't get a counter on a Lolth. But yeah, the fact they've got so many blockers here is going to be really annoying.
I'm hungry. Won't you
so they're going to create 2 spiders? Sure thing.
Do what I demand.
Flaxen Intruder, create 3 2/2s. Is that what we need to do here? They're going to exile our hand if they get more mana there. That's the only issue. 4, 5. 4, 5, 6. Oh, we don't have enough to do that, do we? Yeah, we don't have enough to do that. Destroy Artifact Enchantment. Yeah, so either... None of these things we are about to do get us the Hex back, which is really sad. And if we go for this, it's just a 6-7. We don't get to do anything else with it. Ah, boy, that's annoying. Yeah, this is what I mean. We just get stuck in these kind of positions, don't we? Right, let's attack the Lolth. I don't think we're going to be winning this one, guys. Mono green. We're just going to attack with defend with 1 spider. Okay. That goes up. We can just play this, but what's that going to really do? Just draw a card, I guess. Replaces itself. Yeah, I really just don't want to do these things. What's the point of playing a 1-mana 1/2 against this current field, you know? Absolutely drives me mad, this game, sometimes. You just want to have a fair matchup. That's all I ask for. And every... so we're an aggro build, and we're facing a control deck, which played 3 creatures in the first 3 or 4 turns of the game. So we can't even attack in. They have perfect removal, a Planeswalker. They're literally hitting us at every angle. And that's just the way multicolor works versus monocolored. Monocolored in general just has fewer answers against multicolor decks, and that's before the fact our commander doesn't actually come back, and we don't even have 7 mana to do any of these things. These adventures are just useless. 7 mana. Yeah, I'm just going to call it here, guys. If they play a land, they're going to be able to go for the Nicol Bolas. We can't even swing in to kill the Lolth. They just have another blocker. Yeah, well and truly owned, and it wasn't even our own fault. It's just really weird luck there. Don't know what to say. Just sort your algorithm out, Wizards. What are you playing at? Okay, so we finally have an opponent that could potentially be fair. I mean, it's mono white versus mono green, so yeah, I think that's fine. This is about where we want to be sitting here. Turn 1 ramp is always fantastic. Mishra's Bauble. Okay. Mishra's Bauble, hey? People, is that what people like to run these days? Competitive cards like this. This is not a card that new players will put in a deck. That's all I'm saying. Because it seems nebulous, right? It's just a weird ability, but it's a good card. But it's better in 60 card formats. Okay. So next time we might want to find ourselves a land with the bushwhack. We'll see what we want to do. If they kill the Hex here, it's quite early. I fear that, well, I guess it's probably good for us if they kill it because it means the Delighted Halfling stays there. But it's not the greatest move. I think people are just inherently scared of the unknown. When someone highlights a card that many times, it normally is 90% of human psychology that someone wants to interact with it in a meaningful way. So they're probably going to have an effect that either hinders this, or they're just reading it in utter confusion. Holding up the mana. Okay, so they might have a mana tithe. But I think we're going to go for Guardian Project here. Okay, so we dodged a mana tithe. If they had one, they would have used it, I reckon, because this card just takes over games. And then we can go for Tribute as well next turn if we really want to. And then every subsequent creature is going to draw us 2 cards, which is pretty wild. As long as it's power 3 or greater, of course. Elite Spellbinder. Okay. I can tell this person's a competitive player because these cards just do not actually synergize whatsoever with Mondrak. So they get rid of the common, of course, that makes sense. Let's get ourselves a basic. Question is, would they actually trade a 3/1 for our Hex? 1, 2, 3. Do you want to do this? Or do we just want to draw a card with the Guardian Project? Yeah, let's just draw a card with Guardian Project. Okay, and a land is fine. Sanctuary as well. Yeah, I mean, if they want to trade a 1/1 for a 3/1 flyer, so be it. If this dies, we can just recast it and draw another card anyway. I mean, ironically, the adventure side of this Ettercap actually kills the Elite Spellbinder, so they didn't take the trade, which means they have other plans for the Spellbinder. Maybe just apply pressure. Although if I saw that my opponent had an Ettercap in hand, or, you know, somewhere to be used, and it had a conditional effect which affected the only thing on my side of the field, I probably would just trade that resource. Because the logic there is that I then can't use this on anything else. If he never plays a flyer after that, the Ettercap web shot ability will just be useless and dead in my hand. Curse of Silence. So now he's going to name... What's he going to name? It's going to either be Hex or... If he names web shot... What the hell? That's such a weird vendetta against this freaking common. Okay, I've never seen such prejudice towards a common. But there we go. There's a new day and new lessons to be learned here. Some people do not like cards you've never seen before. So, plus 2 more to cast. So how much is this to cast? I can still actually cast the instant side. That's the hilarious part. But it's 9 to cast the other side. That's funny. Yeah, I'll just go for the tribute here. Bear in mind that the Guardian Project says whenever a non-token creature enters, you'll be able to draw. But the tribute says any creature, power 3, great, it doesn't care if it's token or not. The bear's only 2/2s, but by doing this first, if we then play the welcome home side, we're going to be able to make 3 4/4s, which is pretty significant. So Mondrak now makes double tokens, which is kind of scary, depending on what they do, but... Okay. So they can just sacrifice 2 other artifacts creatures to make this indestructible, which is going to be very problematic now. Especially if they follow up with a board wipe. Now, the other interesting part is Hex works really well with ETB abilities. So when he comes back from his adventure, he will then re-trigger the Guardian Project, and he will also re-trigger the Tribute to the World Tree. So, question is, do we want to do that now? Because if we do that now and they have a board wipe, it's going to be very sad, isn't it? I guess we do it anyway to draw. Yeah, we want to apply some pressure. All right? Okay, let's just do that. So we'll draw 2 cards here, which is kind of awesome. And now he's... Oh my goodness, this is kind of awesome. Okay, but as I said, board wipe means bad. So we could attack, but then he could just make it indestructible. So no, let's not do that. If he sacrifices these 2 now, I think then it means he will have a board wipe in his hand. Or maybe not. Might just be trying to optimize on their things. Yeah, but we'll see. If they do board wipe, it will take the whole turn to do, and then we'll be able to re-establish our field later on. Down to 16. Horn of Valhalla. So they're making loads of dudes. If they have the white Crate Hoof Behemoth, we are in a bit of trouble. So what do we want to do? Add 1 green, so we exile Hex. Yeah, I guess the idea here is to just keep drawing cards, because you need answers. I feel like they're never going to play a creature flying, but I'll keep that back just because they really didn't want us to play that. Elvish Mystic and a Heshep Oasis. Okay. This is kind of ludicrous, the amount of stuff we're drawing here. We are somehow able to keep up with their creature generation. Sacrifice that to draw a card. Maybe we do that here. Tamio, safekeeping. Okay. Alright, we'll leave the mana up for that. We could just attack in with everything, but I think we'll wait a bit longer. So now they've got all these tokens, I just don't think they're going to use a board wipe here. It's very unlikely they do, but obviously, you know, if they start pumping them up or play the white Crate Hoof Behemoth, whatever the thing's called, and that's going to get scary as well, giving a equipped creature all that power. So we need a way to get rid of this Mondrak, don't we? Otherwise, attacks are going to be pretty bad. And they get more things. 2 more soldiers. Okay. Destroy target creature flying. So no flyers. What can we do? What's good? I think we're going to do this. So we're going to give the Flaxen Intruder +2/+2. Commands in decline. Yeah, this is so complicated for a green mono green deck. We're going to play the Garenbrig Carver. So we draw loads more cards. Ooh, Ferocious Werfox. Oh, and a Nissa. And a Shadow. Okay, Shadow Spear makes things very, very interesting here. We're getting to a point now where we're going to be able to do a lot of damage. And it's going to be glorious. But we have to just bide our time a bit more, I think. Let's just keep ramping. So the next time we're going to have loads of forest for our Nissa. Okay. Command zone decline. That comes in untapped. So we've got still one more mana open. We don't want to reveal the Shadow Spear yet. Actually, I don't really want to reveal much. Yeah, we're going to just hold back a little bit longer here. And pray they don't have anything too crazy. Worst case scenario is Farewell, but Farewell gets rid of their entire field as well. And also they have something with Trample, which they don't currently have, or Flying. But we do have an answer for the Flyer with the Ettercap Web Shot. So there's that. Equip for 3 on the Mondrak. So it's 15-15. Please don't give it Flying. And also if they attack, they will be a little bit vulnerable. Okay, so they're just going to pass. So we could just go for the Ferocious Werefox here, create a monster roll. So what does a monster roll actually do? Trample, wonderful. I'd like to be able to see my cards. And we'll give the Flaxen Intruder Trample. I love how it just stacks things off to the right where you can't actually see what's going on. Wonderful. Okay, so how big is this dog? 6'6". Green. Green. That's legendary spells. Okay. Play Forest. Play Nissa. Interesting. Trample. So it's not going to be big enough for the Mondrak. So we're going to have to think of something else now. This is really tricky. Go for the Beanstalk Giant. Okay. Oh, Blizzard Brawl. I mean, that doesn't really do much either, does it? Probably going to deck us off here. Down to 68. We're drawing a lot of cards. Untap a forest. So how much stalling can we really do? You know, that's the question. It's got one floating. But then we do this, we'll have another one floating as well. So maybe we go for the Shadow Spear, Equip, and Blizzard Brawl. We'll try that. Man, Shadow Spear is really good because it can also get rid of Mondrak's Indestructible. Not that we have anything that can compete with that just yet. So they really thought about that one, didn't they? Equip to the Beanstalk Giant. They might have a kill spell. 10-10. Indestructible. I still don't think we do anything yet. I still think we just wait. As crazy as that is. We'll get rid of the Field of Ruin. The Edgewall Inn can... So it comes untapped, sacrifice it, return card that has adventure from graveyard to your hand. So if one of our adventures dies, this can actually get it back, which is kind of epic. Edgewall seems to be the flavour for adventures here. Again, if they have a wipe, we're in trouble. But we do have a way to give one of our guys indestructible at least. Ossification. So they're going to give... So they're going to try and exile one of our creatures. Oh, they're going to give it to... They're going to make Nissa go away. That's sad. Unless we do this. Target permanent against hexproof. Interesting. I feel like if they had the wink on, they would have just done it there. They went for a removal spell, which is kind of defensive in nature. Because they're scared we're going to take over. So they now know that if they attack in, they probably die on the swing back. We get to draw a card here as well, which is... What card is this? I think that's just a pacifism effect. Exile the creature. Okay. Again, still not too worried because... Although they can exile it... Oh my god, Halo Fountain. Untap 15 tapped creatures, you win the game. Well, that's terrifying. Okay, that's really not good. That's really not good. We have to get in with the Flaxen Intruder to destroy that somehow. Or we're going to die. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Ah, jeez. Okay, Toski. Can we give this 20 power? I don't think we can. Oh boy. Can we? Maybe. Maybe? This is really tough. It can't attack or block. Jesus. $20. That really has scuppered our plans a bit, hasn't it? Do we just Alpha Strike here? So we move the Shadow Spear over to the Flaxen Intruder. Please don't have any more removal. We'll just randomly kill one of these guys with the Blizzard Brawl. Do they have a way to stop this? Swords to Plowshares. So let's draw a card here first. Right, so it looks like they had this whole idea the whole time. So we're going to give Flaxen Intruder hexproof. Cheeky devils. So that fizzles. We gain some life. We kill one of their guys. So that's good. I think we're going to go for Toski. Monster Manual as well. I think we're going to go for Lucky Clover so we can start copying our effects like this. Do we want to do this now? I guess so. So we get Hex back. And we get Lovestruck Beast. Okay. We only get the Lovestruck Beast, which is kind of sad.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
And we just don't have... So they've got set... How many is this? 8, 9, 10. Kind of sucks that we don't have too much else we can do, doesn't it? I guess we can just create some more dudes. And... God darn it. Got one floating. Not much else we can do, is there? We can do that to get ourselves a 5-5. Tyvar stand. Let's go to combat, I think. Okay. It's not the best attack ever. But we're running out of time on the clock here. If they hadn't have done this to our Beanstalk Giant, things would have been pretty different. They have to block with some things. Otherwise, they will just... I think there was die cuts. 12, 20, 24, 33, 36. That's 39 damage coming in. And interesting, they want to just kill the Hex. Okay, that's fine. Do we die in a swing back, I wonder? We shall have to see. I really hope not. Ah, so they've finally realised that they have to go for the Flaxen Intruder. So sadly, we're not going to destroy the Halo Fountain. Man. Well, the thing is, they're going to lose loads of blockers doing this. They're only going to lose 3. Hexproof. Indestructible. Okay. Down to 1. Damn it! I should have used a friggin' Tyvar stand. Oh, no. That's so crazy. Prey upon. Ah, as if I actually had the win there. They can only do one of these abilities a turn, and they've only got a few creatures. Damn, I didn't realise I had enough to actually kill them there. That's so crazy. I guess we can have some more fighting going on here. Just to get rid of some more of their things. I could have done it on the Mon... I'm so stupid. I could have killed the Mondrak there. Let's just end the turn. I'm making so many mistakes here. Too many mistakes. I could have killed the friggin' Mondrak. People in the comments are going to be screaming at me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's just so overwhelming. There's so much stuff going on. The Halo Fountain is really throwing me. I'm so scared. So they can make extra guys. It takes 5 to do this. Sun Titan. Oh my goodness. Oh, there was so many things going on there, guys. I'm so sorry. There's always one guy that says something. I should have done this, done that. And you know what? That's fine. That's fine, but I don't have eyes in the back of my head, you know. Hindsight's perfect after all. And when you're in the heat of things, it's pretty intense, like, especially the amount of games I play. So sometimes digital-only cards come out, and I thank God that it's that way and it's only digital, because the design of this is absolutely confusing and bewildering. I had to read it so many times and playtest with this so many times just to understand how it works. So it's 2 mana, 1/1 with haste. That's a simple part. Whenever you cast an adventure spell, if Hex is on the battlefield or in exile, it perpetually gains +1/+1. Okay. Then, if it's on the battlefield, exile it with a fetch counter on it. That's not a may. You have to exile it whenever you cast an adventure spell. So adventure spell is the left side of these cards, these adventure cards, whereas a small spell on the left and the largest spell on the right in terms of graphics and how those work. So let's say I'll use Garenbrig Growth, returning creature card on land from graveyard to your hand. Hex would go away. You have no control over that. And you have to select Exile rather than Command Zone, otherwise this won't work. But then when you cast a spell from Exile, so rather confusingly, the way adventures work is you cast it for the left side and then the spell goes into Exile to cast for later. Then, if you do that, Hex comes back with a fetch counter on it, and then you put it on the battlefield. It's just so overly complex, and I think a lot of people are going to mess this up the first time they use it. I certainly did. So basically, when you have Hex out, you weirdly want to get rid of him by playing the left side of a spell and then the right side to bring him back. And then the upside is it gets +1/+1 counter each time. It really doesn't feel worth the payoff. I mean, despite that fact, we are using every single adventure available in Mono Green on Arena. Virtuous Strength, really fantastic new card from the latest set. Dread Linen puts 2 counters on a creature, gives it hexproof. Now, here's a weird, stupid thing about Hex. If you give it hexproof, this is going to get confusing. If you give Hex hexproof, the spell actually will fizzle. This spell will not actually resolve, which means the entire spell itself will go to your graveyard and not in your exile zone, which makes it mega complicated for no reason whatsoever. So be careful what you target. You probably do not want to be targeting Hex with any of these spells. Beanstalk Giant is fine because it doesn't actually affect Hex. Storm Keld Vanguard, destroy something, that's fine. Counter an activated ability. Put 2 counters on a creature. Again, do not want to put it on Hex. So yeah, you get the picture. It's freaking weird, strange ability that they just... I don't know who passed this design. It doesn't sit well. It doesn't read well. It doesn't play well. It traps you into this position where you think it's going to be cool, but it's just totally not. The best thing about this card is the artwork is really cute, and the name's kind of cool, I suppose. But yeah, it's definitely a challenge. The rest of the deck is pretty much a standard green shell, which has got all the goodies, like Nissa to double your mana. But then it's littered with loads of adventure spells everywhere. That's why we want to use Lucky Clover. And we also want to use Edgewall Innkeeper to draw cards whenever you cast a spell that has an adventure. Gotta be the most complex commander I think I've ever seen, to be honest, ever. And I'm so glad it's not on paper. So if you want to see the deck list, if you're an absolute mad lad, check it out in the description below. And if you want to join my Patreon to support me for being a lunatic, please do that, because this costs me my soul making this deck. Or you can donate a one-off amount via Ko-fi, and I really appreciate that because it just really helps. Alright then, until next time, enjoy using this weird deck. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.